The final note from the string quartet had barely faded into the chandelier-lit air when the microphone shrieked, a sharp, slicing sound that cut every laugh clean in half. I stood at the head table, a champagne flute trembling between my fingers, watching my bride of 3 hours lift the mic like it was something dangerous. Elena's veil glimmered under the ballroom lights, but her hazel eyes, the ones I'd memorized through 8 years of coffee dates and late-night conversations, weren't on me. They were locked on someone standing directly behind me. "This dance," she began, her voice unsteady but unmistakably firm, "is for the man I've secretly loved for 10 years. A collective gasp sucked the air straight out of the room. Raj, my best man, sputtered into his whiskey. My mother clutched her pearls, and I felt her words slam into my chest, soft at first, then devastating. 10 years. We'd met 9 years ago. I turned slowly, terrified the entire ballroom might start spinning. Guests peeled away like parting curtains. And there, at the edge of the dance floor, stood Daniel, my college roommate. The friend I'd chosen to stand beside me today because brothers are supposed to outlast time and distance. His expression was the same stunned look he had the day we aced our final exams, except now it was drained of all color. Elena stepped down from the dais, her dress whispering across scattered rose petals. The quartet, unsure, began the opening notes of At Last. Etta James floated through the room like a cruel joke. Elena held out her hand. Not to me.
To him.
Daniel froze. I could see the conflict tightening his shoulders. Loyalty battling something deeper. Then he walked toward her, each step clicking against the floor like a countdown. When his hand met hers, the room finally breathed again. I should have stopped it. Should have marched forward, demanded answers, ripped the mic out of her hands. But I couldn't move. The flute slipped from my grasp. Champagne splashed across my polished shoes, soaking my tux cuffs. They danced. Not the rehearsed sway we'd practiced, her head on my shoulder, my arm guiding her. This was different.
Raw.
She rested her cheek against his chest. His eyes closed as if committing her to memory. Guests formed a loose circle. Phones lowered. No one dared film the disaster unfolding. My thoughts spiraled back. 10 years. Daniel transferred junior year after his father's heart attack. Elena and I started dating senior year. Had she known him first? Had every study session I missed because of work been a lie? The song ended. No applause. Only silence. Elena let go. Daniel turned to me, eyes glossy. "I'm sorry, Arjun. I couldn't start your marriage with a secret eating me alive."
Sorry.
The word tasted metallic. Daniel cleared his throat. I never acted on it. Not once. His gaze flicked to mine, begging. "You were my brother."
Were.
The past tense stung. I laughed short, ugly. 10 years of silence, and you pick my wedding day? My voice cracked on the last word. Elena stepped closer. I thought saying it out loud would take the weight off. That we could start clean. Clean? I echoed. You just blew us apart in front of 300 people. Raj appeared beside me, hand on my shoulder. Let's go outside. I shook him off.
No.
I want to hear everything. The quartet quietly packed away their instruments. The caterers hovered like restless ghosts. Guests trickled out, whispering condolences that felt like accusations. Elena's lower lip trembled. Freshman year, Daniel tutored me in calculus. We met in the library every Thursday. He listened when my dad was sick when I thought I'd fail out. I fell for him then, but he had a girlfriend long distance. When they broke up, you and I were already together. I buried it. Daniel nodded, eyes fixed on the floor. I felt it too. But you were happy with Arjun. I transferred to keep my distance. Happy? The words scraped like sandpaper. I thought of the double shifts I worked to save for her ring. The spreadsheets I made for our future kids' college funds. Her tears the night I proposed on our apartment rooftop, city lights flickering like blessings. Why now? I asked. My voice sounded foreign. Vows are forever, Elena whispered. I couldn't say forsaking all others with his name still in my heart. Daniel finally met my eyes. I told her not to say anything. Last night, I warned her it would destroy everything. But you came anyway, I said. He swallowed. She asked me to be here as a friend. Friend. The words soured in my mouth. I looked around. The three-tier vanilla cake untouched. The melting ice sculpture puddling at its base like a broken heart. My mother crying silently into my father's shoulder. I unclasped my bow tie. Let it fall. You want the truth? I said to Elena. Here's mine. I loved you enough to build a life on trust. And you just proved it with sand. I walked out. Cold night air hit me like a baptism. Behind me, the ballroom door shut with a soft thud, sealing in the ruins. Raj caught up to me on the gravel path. You okay?
No.
The honesty burned on its way out. He handed me a flask. I drank, fire in my throat, reality in my chest. Inside, muffled voices rose and fell. Then Elena sobbing. Part of me wanted to storm back in, demand more answers. The other part, the one that had planned baby names and honeymoon itineraries, knew some breaks are permanent. I looked up at the moon, full and indifferent. 10 years of someone else's shadow lying beside us. I thought of the lease we'd signed last month, the joint account, the dog we were supposed to adopt. All built on a truth she chose to reveal on the day she vowed forever. Raj's phone buzzed. He grimaced. Guess wanna know if the open bar's still open? Let them drink, I said. On my tab. Least I can do for the funeral. He didn't laugh. I walked to the parking lot. Keys cold in my palm. Our just-married SUV sat under fairy lights, tin cans rattling in the wind. I tore the sign off and crushed it in my fist. Elena, she called, running toward me, veil gone, hair loose. Arjun, please.
Talk to me.
I turned. What's left to say? You loved him first. Maybe always. I love you now, she cried, mascara streaking. I chose you. Choosing isn't love, it's a decision. Love would have told me in private. Love would have let me keep my dignity.
She reached for me.
I stepped back. Daniel appeared at the ballroom doors, framed by golden light. He lifted a hand, apology, goodbye, I couldn't tell, then slipped inside. Elena's shoulders shook. I thought honesty would save us. Honesty without timing is cruelty, I said. I got into the car. The engine growled awake. In the rearview mirror, she stood alone under the lights, her white dress glowing like a ghost. I drove past the gates, past the sign that read, Happily Ever After starts here. The road stretched ahead, dark and endless. I rolled the window down, letting the wind tear the tears from my eyes. Behind me, a marriage had ended before the cake was even cut. Ahead lay nothing but questions. How do you unlove someone who never fully loved you? How do you rebuild when the foundation was borrowed time? I had no answers. But for the first time in 9 years, there was silence. No secrets hidden in her laughter. No phantom in our photos. It hurt like hell, but the pain was finally mine.